watching The Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time.
Welcome to The Sports Spin, your weekly dose of sports action, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. I'm John Nurden. I watch the games, I call the games, now I spin the games. Let's get right into the Week Rewind. So this was a big week for Duchesne football. They played Parowan in the state semifinals. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights. Nice little pitch out and a good finish for a touchdown. The other night I drove by Duchesne and saw the team out in a very cold evening walkthrough. They all dressed in warm clothes and they're getting set for their next game. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But you see here the gang tackle. They get a pretty mobile quarterback from Parowan. And this one's a pretty fun one. Oops. Thank you very much, Duchesne says. And a decent little run back after that. You know, that's always fun to see all the work that Duchesne goes into day in and day out, those evening practices, and just seeing it come through in the highlights and the ability to have good quarterbacking, good tackling, good plays. And, you know, they let the other team score a couple here, but this is a pretty good play from Parowan. Great pitch out, just a big old long throw, and that one goes in. So those were the two touchdowns for Parowan. The score was 27-14 for Duchesne, and that's just kind of how it ended up. Not much, you know, they pretty much took care of business, and that's what Duchesne does. That's what they're looking to do this weekend as well. Let's go ahead and take a look ahead into next week, or actually the end of this week on the 11th. Duchesne plays Milford at SUU at 1:30 for the state championship. So we'll be right back with the L&L Monster replays here in just a minute.
I'm Amanda Hartman. I'm the new Director of Nursing here at the Villa. Here at the Villa, it's far more than a nurse-patient relationship. You truly are like a family. We have a community here, we have neighborhoods within our community, and we create lasting relationships that mirror that of our own families.
We're kind of just one big family because we're their sole providers, and we spend a lot of time with each and every resident. Even our rehab patients are here for months at a time, so we really create a family-like environment with them also.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know, people who care.
Welcome back to the Sports Spin, presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Now it's time for the L&L Monster replays. You know, this time of year is fun, where we wind down football and things finish out. And when I say wind down, we're winding down to a state championship for Duchesne. So what a fun week in football for Duchesne and the Uinta Basin. And then we're going to start winding up into the basketball season. And so in between there, you know, it's a lot less going on. So this week, we're going to highlight Duchesne, and we're going to see who wins this week. Last week's winner was Duchesne. Welcome to Duchesne. And you see this big hit. Just, hello, welcome to Duchesne High School. We don't let you catch those very easily. And if you do, we knock you down. This next one, we're going to call this one Teamwork. It's a Duchesne sack, and again, on a very mobile quarterback in Parowan. But, you know, half the team's out there and says, we're all going to get through. Look at the whole line. The whole line gets through and team tackles. And, you know, that's my vote. All you guys in Duchesne, vote for the linemen. They're the ones that make it so you guys look so good on the outside and the quarterback and the throws and whatnot. This next one, though, pretty fun play. We're going to call this Tip Drill. And we've had tip drill before. There's a tip drill every so often, but this one was just too much. It was a tip drill. What do you do when it's tipped? You catch the ball, you run it back. Nice interception there for Duchesne. And it had a little help, you know, it's teamwork again. One guy tips it to the other and they intercept it and move on. Excuse me. So go like VTV on Facebook and follow the Sports Spin on Twitter to vote for your favorite L&L Monster replays. Thanks for watching the Sports Spin presented by Uinta Basin Healthcare. Health and healing, every person, every time. We'll see you next week.